So now the situation is spun wildly out of control. And I was going to give him his $4 back. But now he's just robbed me in front of everybody because he made a rash decision. You know what I mean? So I go running out the thing. I got to do something now. I can't let this dude just run out my house with all my stuff.
What up, y'all? This is the Coach Pointy Podcast. We got Oyster Sauce back on here. And he's going to talk to y'all about a few things that he's dealt with in his life. Go ahead, Oyster Sauce, and tell him about your life.
I, through juvenile and group homes and as in adult institutions, I did 14 years incarcerated. I did a total of 4 years in solitary confinement. I wanted to talk about my experience in solitary confinement. And the experience is that your life becomes lost. There's nothing, every day is the same. So there's nothing to delineate the days from each other, which means out of like a 4-year period, I have like 5 or 6 memories. I can remember Brett Favre throwing for like 400 yards on the Sunday after his father died. His father died like 2 days before that, and he went and then just killed it. And I believe it was a Thursday, and if I remember right, it was a Thanksgiving, because I got it on Sundays or on holidays in prison, they give you an ice cream sandwich, right? For lunch, but they serve brunch, right? This is just a Sunday thing. They'll serve you like a little like lunch, maybe some hash browns or something, some eggs for lunch, and you will get a thing of hot coffee. So I can remember that. I can remember that I had ripped up the ice cream sandwich and put it in the coffee, and I was drinking it like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is a vivid memory that I have. I got the best haircut I ever got in my life in solitary confinement by a black dude. I have no idea what his name was. Never met him before. Was handcuffed the entire time. Got the haircut. Got back. Looked in the mirror and was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, and I was already starting to lose it anyway. You know what I mean? And it was like, nobody's ever gonna see this haircut. I couldn't believe it. It was the best haircut I had ever had in my life. I can remember thinking how stupid I must look to these people, because you're locked in the cell all day, so you're not gonna get dressed. This is my house. You know what I mean? So what, you guys look in here? I don't care. I'm in here in my boxers and some boots. You know what I mean? Chilling, because they don't let you have nothing else, and your feet dry out. You walk on that floor all day. You know what I mean? Even in your socks, you could wear a couple pairs of socks, but it'll dry out. Your feet will start cracking.
Now, what state were you in? What state were you locked up in?
Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to gangs, would you recommend somebody going to prison to join one for protection, or would you recommend them go their own way? We're gonna go deep into this. We got a lot to talk about.
Do not join anything. Hold on. Take this inside. You still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting kind of cold out here. Do not join anything for protection. Absolutely not. If you are going in and you believe you need protection, stay in your cell and don't talk to anybody. And try to do whatever you can do to just stay under the radar, right? No, don't join anything that's a bad idea, because you're gonna get exposed. If you're soft, you're gonna get exposed. What good are you to me if you soft? Why do I want you in my organization? It's a myth. That's a myth propagated by movies. Anybody who joins anything for protection is joining something to be exploited, right? I did it because those were the homies. That's who I grew up with. You know what I mean? This is what we did. No. But the best thing you can do in prison, if you really, really, really want to fly under the radar, the best thing you can do in prison is go there, go to whoever the shot caller for your race is, right? If it's white or black or whatever, and just go and tell them and say, hey, man, I'm a normal black dude, right? Just a normal dude, man. That's all I want to be, is just a normal dude. If you guys need me, you let me know. If the black dudes need me, you let me know, and I'm gonna be there. And be there whenever they see you, whenever you see the black dudes grouping up and things look tense, go with your people. Okay. If you're a Mexican, as soon as you get there, you go to the shot caller, the Mexican, you say, hey man, I'm a normal Mexican dude. I'm trying to be here and do my time. If anybody needs me, you let me know, but I ain't trying to be involved in no nonsense. They will respect that. Now, that doesn't mean that your ticket won't come up. And whenever your ticket comes up, you might have to fight somebody because a fight needs to happen. That's okay. That's okay. Go into there, understand that you're going to have to fight a couple times. You're not going to be able to cop deuces your way out of not fighting in prison. So go in there, stay stretched, keep your boots on, your boots or your shoes. Don't get caught outside your cell without your boots or your shoes on, because your own people will violate you for that nonsense. Don't sleep with the door open. If the door pops, get up. Every time. If the door pops, get up. Right? That's a standard rule. I mean, there's the obvious ones. They talk about poker and or playing with the homosexuals. That'll get you in trouble. These are all obvious ones, but you know, there's the rules. And if you really want to be respected, even if your state doesn't have a mandatory hour a day workout, go do it. That's what I did, right? So no matter what, I'm gonna be in front of the big homies, getting my hour of cardio in every day. This tells them that I can handle my own whenever it's time. So if you don't listen to none of that nonsense. If you don't want no problems in prison, this is what you do. You show up, you tell them, I don't want no problems, but I'm here if you need me. I'm gonna do my hour in the gym every day and make sure that the people who are in charge see you do your hour of gym every day. That's it. And fight whenever it's time. Someone calls you a punk, you fight. Someone calls you a bitch, you fight. That's it. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're not going to get stabbed. These are the rules. It's not like orange is the new black and no, don't join anything. That's the worst thing you could do, because whenever if you just show up and take my advice, right? Whenever it's time for you to fight, they're going to send you to go fight, and then that's it. That's it. They're not going to expect nothing of you. They expected something of me whenever I sign up, whenever you sign up for protection, right? No, I knew what I was signing up for. You signing up to be active. You signing up to be in the mix, because there's benefits that come along with being in the mix, right? Mm. And because influence is power, right? That's what gets you put in solitary confinement more than anything, is influence. Violence will always get it, of course, but violence and influence, if they think that you can make other people do things, right? Those are the dangerous people in prison. The first time, as soon as I got to prison, I was like 18 whenever I got to prison. Mm. And I went to a camp. Here's a good story. This is a good story. We'll start off with a good one. Okay, so I get there and my dumb ass want to jump right in the mix, because I already been a gangbanger. We was gangbanging since we was kids. So, and some of the homies are here, so I didn't really have a choice. You know what I mean? We might as well jump in the ride and have fun, right? So I get in there, and somebody comes up with a bunch of tobacco. I don't even smoke tobacco. I don't like tobacco. I said, well, I can make some money off this, because all the rest of these fools are fiending, they're smoking chew and all kinds of weird stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I said, I can make some money off that. I can corner the market because I don't smoke. I just sit on it and wait for everybody. You know what I mean? So sure enough, I buy a package, sitting on it. The homie says, you want to take like a little piece of apple or a little orange rind or something like that, and you want to throw it in the tobacco to keep it fresh, right? Keep it moist. Okay. So my dumb ass, I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking after a couple days I hadn't done it, and I noticed it was getting kind of dry. And I was like, well, hell. So I just took some water, put my finger in the water, and rubbed it on the plastic that the stuff was in. I said, that's a little bit of moisture. It'll keep it right. That was not the right thing to do. I don't smoke. I don't know anything about tobacco, about keeping tobacco, right? So I don't know no better. So sure enough, everybody runs out. And I'm the one who got some left. I'm okay, now's my time. You know what I mean? $2 a stick for like a little pinner, you know? Okay, cool. So, dude, I'm on a handball court maybe like an hour later. And dude comes running up to me. A white dude comes running up to me. He gets in my face. He says, you got to go make that right. Da, 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 da. I was like, what are you talking about? What's going on? What are you talking about? He said, well, that stuff was messed up. Right? It wasn't right. It wouldn't smoke right. Da, 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 da. Okay. So I'm thinking about it. And I said, man, I did do that. You know what I mean? I did put the water in there. Da, da, da. But, and this wasn't even him. This wasn't the dude, Russell, who came to me. It was another dude, an older dude. And he was telling me I needed to go handle my situation. He wasn't really jamming me up. He's telling me, you got a situation. You don't need to be on the handball court. Go take care of that. You know what I mean? Go figure that out. All right. But see, I'm in a weird situation here, okay? Because I'm from a Mexican gang. I grew up in a Mexican gang, right? And I get there and I'm not going to act like I'm something else. I'm not going to act like I'm a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi, homie. You know what I mean? I can't do that. And I'm not going to lie. I already knew some of the big homies were in a county with me, and they told me, they said, you're going to fight, but no one's going to kill you because you're in a Mexican gang or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's not, there is states where it's like that. Well, they'll try to get you, you know what I mean? Like California, stuff like that. Maybe they'll really try to get you. Super racial. It is racial out here, but not like that. They're not going to try to kill you just because you hang out with the black dudes, whatever. We're just not going to talk to you. They just won't talk to you. You know what I mean? Maybe, and then, but they're not going to talk to you, but the first time they get a chance, they're going to victimize you. Right. You know what I mean? And then it's about you, about whether you can handle yours or not. You know what I mean? If you're going to do some damage or whatever. But that's off the point. So anyway, I go back to one dude and he's super cool about it. And I'm like, man, this is what I did. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. He says, cool. You know what I mean? I gave him his little money back. It was only a couple bucks. It was like $4 or something like that. It wasn't a big deal. And I was going to go do the same thing with Russell, right? And this fool, so I go back to my room and I walk in the room and this fool's in there with like what's called, with like the shirt off, like he wants to bang. So I said, okay, I'll come in. So I closed the door. I said, well, what's good? And he was real tough whenever, because there was people around. You could kind of see people in the hallway. You know what I mean? But I come in and close the door and he just, oh, bro, you know, and he started copping deuces as soon as I closed the door. I'm like, hey, homie, it didn't even have to be like this, but what are you doing? And he starts screaming. And he reaches up and grabs some shit off my shelf, like some hygiene, $5, $6 worth of shit, and takes off running, right? He throws the door open and takes off running, right? So now the situation is spun wildly out of control. And I was going to give him his $4 back. But now he's just robbed me in front of everybody because he made a rash decision. You know what I mean? So I go running out the thing. I got to do something now. I can't let this dude just run out my house with all my stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm running down the thing, but he's faster than me. You know what I mean? He's a skinnier dude. He's faster than me. And he gets down and puts the stuff on the ground in front of his door. These are like T buildings, like T modules, right? He gets to the end of the T module and he's trying to get into his door because you need a key to get into your door. And right as I come running up, he turns around and we start banging. Boom. We start going for it, right? So now there's hygiene all over the place, right? There's the hygiene getting kicked all over the place, and so it's making a bunch of noise and we're getting it, right? And so we lock up and I kind of get him down and I push off him and I catch him good, right? I catch him good. And right as I hit him, his face is right next to the door jamb. And I hit him and his head hit the door jamb and that fool just dropped. Boom. He was done, right? So I start picking up the hygiene. I throw it in my shirt, you know, you make a little basket in your shirt, you know, and I turn around and the cop's standing there staring at me. And this fool's like this. Like, so it looks like I just robbed this fool, right? So that was my experience in camp. I never made it back to a camp.